U.S. Election 2024. The Democratic Party thinks it has won the war on the border. On the matter of the border between the United States and Mexico, Democrats feel that the tide has turned and that voters are starting to perceive Republicans as providing empty rhetoric rather than tangible solutions. In Thursday's State of the Union speech, President Joe Biden slammed conservatives for abandoning a bipartisan agreement on border security after former President Trump's calls on senators to do the same. According to what I've heard, my predecessor contacted congressional Republicans and asked them to reject the measure, Biden stated. Neither of us is the focus here. America would win with it. The American people are counting on you, my Republican friends, to pass this measure. Oklahoma Republican James Lankford, Connecticut Democrat Chris Murphy, and Arizona Independent Kyrsten Sinema reached an accord in February following months of discussions. The bill's proposed budget includes increases in the number of immigration judges, border patrol agents, and asylum officials, as well as additional technology to detect fentanyl. Some asylum seekers have been waiting months, if not years, in the United States due to the 1.1 million court case backlog. This bill will fix this problem by reducing the FEAR requirement and speeding up the asylum proceedings. The border officials tasked with hearing asylum petitions from unlawful immigrants would stop doing so if the daily average crossed 5,000, instead focusing on cases submitted at official entry points. Not only did Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell urge his GOP conference to carefully consider the deal in early February, but it also received endorsements from the Chamber of Commerce, the National Border Patrol Council, the union representing border agents, and the conservative Wall Street Journal editorial board. Murphy informed Newsweek that elections demonstrate that people are aware that Republicans were the ones who defeated the measure. I really hope the measure passes. Although I would prefer it if this matter wasn't still a political football, I applaud the Democrats for taking the initiative. Among those who took part in a Wall Street Journal survey between February 21 and 28, 59% indicated they would back the bipartisan agreement. On Thursday, conservative Georgia Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene stopped the president's speech and demanded that he recognize the 22-year-old nursing student Laken Riley, whose death occurred in Greene's home state. This seemed to give Biden confidence, as Greene is a Republican. The murder is allegedly the work of an unauthorized immigrant. Riley was killed by an illegal, and Biden used language that made his party members uneasy, including mentioning her name. Yes, I understand. But the number of thousands of persons slain by lawbreakers is staggering. The word illegal is considered disparaging by many on the left. Democratic Georgia Senator Raphael Warnock knows firsthand the anguish that Riley's passing has caused. He thinks the Republicans' politicization of her death exposes their hypocrisy. It's sad that people on the other side make politics out of this, and the irony is that we had a bipartisan measure that the Border Patrol supported a few weeks ago, he told Newsweek. My top priorities right now are resolving the border crisis and passing meaningful immigration reform. After claiming it was an emergency, Republicans chose to do nothing, which is sad. The Republican-led party claims the border law was insufficient in its response to the crisis. A lot of people thought that the average of 5,000 crossings per day was too high, and some even thought that it meant that 5,000 illegal immigrants may enter the country every day. Another point they make is that the president can increase the government's enforcement operations. Biden put a stop to Trump's border wall building at the beginning of his administration. He has increased the cap on refugees' resettlement, lowered the number of deportations, and lowered the number of obstacles to entering the United States, according to the Migration Policy Institute. These steps, according to critics, have made illegal crossings more attractive. Migrants' interactions with U.S. Customs and Border Protection hit record highs during Biden's administration. Nearly 302,000 contacts peaked in December. Still, January's estimated total of little over 176,000 crossings shows a decline from that high point. Republicans' decision to undermine the bipartisan agreement is drawing increased attention from Democrats as the president considers executive action to tighten border controls.